Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Shruti the Salesforce developer. So, if at all you're planning to learn OmniStudio with the hands-on, then you're in the right place and watching the right video. So, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to get the OmniStudio into the Scratch.org. So, before we get started, I just want to show you that earlier Salesforce Trailhead used to provide the promo orgs for practice purposes for OmniStudio and CPQ, etc. So now they have removed this. So let's get started. So we have some prerequisites before creating a Scratch org and installing the OmniStudio. So for that, we should initially have a Trailhead dev org and then the VS Code with the Salesforce extension pack and the CLI installed. So I have done all these steps. So going to the next step, so we should enable the Trailhead DevOps as the dev hub. So once we enable this setting, we can't disable it. So let's just see how we can enable it. So this is my Trailhead DevOps. And then in the setup, if we type dev hub, under the development, we will have the dev hub. Click on it, and then here you can see the enable dev hub. So since I have already enabled it, it is showing like this, but for the first time it will be disabled and you can enable it. So if there are any issues, this setting cannot be enabled. Make sure this is enabled properly. And then we can create a project in the VS Code. So that we can do using Control Shift P and then type SFDX and then create project or create project with manifest. So all these commands will be visible to us only if the CLI and Salesforce extension pack are installed properly. And then we can authorize our DevHub org in the VS Code. So I have already authorized my DevHub org, but the users who are not aware of it can do using the SFDX and authorize a DevHub. So here there are two different things. Authorizing an org is different. Authorizing a dev hub is different. So to create a Scratch org, we need to authorize a dev hub instead of a normal org. So we should authorize a dev hub instead. So once these steps are done, let's go to next step, and we need to update the Scratch org definition file. So by default, the Scratch.org definition file does not contain this OmniStudio Designer and OmniStudio Runtime. So I have included these features in the Scratch.org definition file here under the config. So once we update this, we can go to the next step. So it's time to create a Scratch.org in the VS Code. So again, Control Shift P, and then since I have used this command, it is appearing to me by default, but for the first time users, SFDX create a default Scratch org. So once we click this, and this will ask us which project JSON we have to use. So this is the one we are going to use for the Scratch org creation. And we should give the alias OmniStudio. This can be any name which you like. And then enter, and then this is like the maximum number of days for the Scratch org expiration. So I'm giving the maximum, which is 30. So it will take a couple of minutes to create the Scratch org. Let's wait. So meanwhile, once the Scratch org is created, we will get a username. So we need to save it for the later steps. It's gonna take a couple of more minutes. Yes, so we got our alias name here and our scratch arc has been created successfully. So now after creation, we don't get the username. Just try to open the org, scratch org which we just created. Then it will show the username. So this is opening my scratch arc. And here if we see, we got the username. So let's just copy it and save it for later step. So now we are in the scratch arc. So the next step would be we need to enable the OmniStudio metadata. So go to setup and type Omni and you will find OmniStudio settings. And after coming here, we should enable this OmniStudio metadata. So this will retrieve the OmniStudio standard objects through the metadata tooling API. So if there are any issues, this setting cannot be enabled. And after enabling it, the setting can't be disabled. So make sure the setting is enabled properly. So let's just enable this setting. Click on OK and just wait for a couple of minutes and then refresh the page. You should be able to see the same enabled. So let me refresh the page. So I can see that it's enabled and I don't see any issues. So now I'm gonna show you by just enabling this OmniStudio metadata, it will not give us the OmniStudio. For that, we need to install the OmniStudio package. So this is the command to install. So this is the package ID and then we should give the org username. So I had told you guys to save the username for the further steps. So this is where we use that username. So let's just go to the VS Code, go to the terminal, and then change the username. So I'm just double checking if the username is correct. Yes, it's correct. Now let's just enter. And this will install the package for us. So this package is summer 2024 release. Just press Y so that you're giving the permissions to install the package. So as you can see, you can just copy the command and view the status of the installation. So it is showing that the installation is in progress. We can just wait for a while and check the status. So meanwhile, I have another tip, like we can also generate the password for the scratch org to log in later to the org using the below command. SF org generate password target org, we can provide the username or the org alias. Org alias is nothing but the OmniStudio, which we have given while creating the scratch org. There is another way as well. How can we check if OmniStudio is installed or not? Just type installed packages, click on that, and here it will show if the OmniStudio has been installed. So at the moment it's not installed yet. Let's see in progress. Let's just check the status once again. Okay, it is still in progress. Let's wait for a couple of more minutes. And you will also get an email uh, to your Trailhead DevOps source email, like whichever email you give while creating the Trailhead DevOps. For that email, you will get success report. And one more thing, like once we enable the metadata, OmniStudio metadata, we will get an email. So once you get the confirmation email, then only start installing the OmniStudio package. Yes, so as you can see, the package has been successfully installed in the Scratch arc. Now, if we refresh this page, it should show the OmniStudio here. So now if we just go to the app launcher and search for OmniStudio, we will get that. Since it is a trailhead scratch arc, the performance could be a little slow. Yeah, so this is the by default OmniScript we have got. We have got OmniFlex cards. And then the data raptors. And then the integration procedures. So I'm just creating a test OmniScript. So here we got step one, and then we can build, we can enter the inputs. We can then configure each of the input properties here. So that's it, guys, for this video. Thank you so much. If you like this video and if you find this video helpful, just do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.